I have a question for you. We know that parrots like to play. How many of you think eagles like to play? Or are eagles very serious? Eagles love to play. If you're raising your hand, you're correct. The government asked me to go up into an empty red eagle's nest in Florida at the time. They wanted to see if the nest was strong and clean and ready for the next batch of babies that were going to be born inside that nest. While I was up there, I found 4 toys. I thought you might like to see what Mom and Dad Eagles bring back for their babies. Because I found, this was the first toy I found when I came. This is an unsigned baseball. And eagle babies get on either side of a big round nest, and they roll this back and forth with their feet. They love to play, especially bald eagles. They have a wonderful sense of humor. They just don't take life seriously. It's probably a great example of the symbol of America. You know, they just say, go play and have a good time and don't get too down and out. The second toy I found in there is a working light bulb. Oh! Now you have to wonder how an eagle found a working light bulb. How many eagles does it take? Well, this is a candle. Looks like an egg. I think an eagle probably flew over a picnic table and stole it. But they would play with this, it's round, and finally, if you played golf and wondered whatever happened to that hole in one, it's probably up in that eagle's nest somewhere. Eagles love to play, including goldens. Now, golden eagles are very different than bald eagles. Skywalker is with us. He is a 16-year-old golden eagle. We have golden eagles in Maine, but they migrate over the state because they like wide open spaces. This is a bird that's on the flag of Mexico. It's a bird that would be looking for rabbit out west. So they like wide open places, and they build their nest on a cliff. They stay very far away from people. Skywalker is 16 years old, and I'll bring him out. He sometimes faces this way in the box, so he sounds like a herd of horses.
Yeah, horses trying to get out of the box. So it's really, he's unbelievable. I have to admit, he's probably my so he's just amazing. And I have to say, every time I'm close to him, it's just such an awe-inspiring opportunity to be this close to a live raptor. Because it's just, this is a bird you would normally never see this close. Just by the nature of.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Sing it to you, Buzz.
Happy birthday.
Sing it. Well, Skywalker is named after the golden feathers on the back of his head. I'll show them to you in a moment. We'll let him get used to the room and christen the mat, which we'll take care of. There we go. This bird was 2 years old, born in Nebraska, flying the skies way up high.
Can you get for it?
Nebraska out west. He was way up high when somebody picked up a gun and shot him right out of the sky. And every time I get angry at people who hurt other animals or other people, I think about all of the people in his life that have been for the good. Sometimes when we read the newspaper or hear the television, it sounds like the world is just struggling so much just to find some good people. I tell you, there are far more good people than people that brought this bird down from the skies. Because somebody found him on the ground, and they knew how to rescue him. They had heavy blankets and they had gloves. They safely got Skywalker to a veterinarian. She cared terrifically for him, but to save his life during an operation, she had to amputate his right wing. That meant, of course, the loss of freedom, flight, heat, and balance for the rest of his life. But she saw something really spectacular in this bird. He made it through surgery. He went to a rehabilitation center in Nebraska, and they got him through intensive care. They chose WindOverWings because we have a very unusual training method. We never withhold food. We don't train and reward with food. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. He has muscle memory, and he would like to fly around I'd love it if you could. We never withhold food, and we give them a free area in their aviary, so he could choose to be way up high if he chose to be, or very close. When he arrived at WindOverWings, he chose to be as far away from me as he could be. He was as angry an eagle as I have ever seen in my life. He wanted nothing to do with people. He didn't want to be anywhere near them. He was one angry bird. He had handicap ramps. He chose a shelf about eye height, and he put his back to me, and he didn't want to have anything, and he made it very clear to me that he didn't want to have anything to do with us. So, what's the matter here? Are you in a blind spot? You want to come around? We'll turn him around. How's that? Now, I started by feeding him first thing in the morning, so he didn't have to worry about food. I didn't make him do anything. I took a library book and read to him, and talked to him, and sang to him. Not sure he liked that part, but he started to respond. Time went by, and he began to turn around on the shelf. He began to look at the book. And I moved a little closer to him. It took an hour a day and several months. I knew that we needed to sometimes trim his nails. We needed to put those leather anklets on him. Didn't want to touch him with a hand. That's frightening. So we began to touch him with something he understands, a feather. We slowly began by touching his chest. It took months, but he finally let us touch his only wing. When this golden eagle let us touch his feet, we knew we had his trust, because they defend themselves with their feet. They are called the king of all birds because of their power. They can crush the skull of a coyote. This is a bird capable of bringing down a 100-pound brown bear.
Wow.
Power, courage, strength. This is the bird of Zeus, the bird of the Roman Empire. This is on the flag of Mexico. The double-headed eagle of Germany is the golden. If you read any part of the Bible, it refers to eagles. It's the golden. They are just, throughout history, revered. Skywalker eventually stepped up on a glove in preparation for his life and education. I took this one-winged eagle to Special Olympics, and a little girl stood in front of me, in front of him, and said, "You're just like me." He has touched the hearts and minds of thousands of people in programs that he has done in the last 14 years with us. He's really a remarkable eagle. Life got better for Skywalker because he has a girlfriend. We have Chrysos from Utah. She is a third larger than he is. Most birds of prey, the female is larger than the male. Her wingspan is 7 feet, and she is a head taller. She's the most powerful eagle we have at WindOverWings. And he just adores her. I did a program at Ocean State Harley Davidson in Rhode Island, and they presented Skywalker with a squeaker dog toy. It's a hog. It's a pink hog.
Oh, yeah.
And he loves this thing,
Oh.
and he presents it to her wherever she is. If she's in the garden pool or if she is on a shelf up high, he brings this to her every day.
Oh.
I find it in different places. I don't think she cares for the hog, but he's very generous of spirit. You're ready to fly, aren't you? You stay with me. Stay with me. Stay. Skywalker is an incredible bird who has a wonderful sense of play and love, and he's very open-hearted at this point. If you look at what he's had to go through, from being so angry and so hurt and so mistrusting to the eagle that he is, he's not looking for food. He's interested in the room. He's just incredible. We have a special certificate for you, Buzz. Carol will get it. It's right behind me. It's Skywalker's picture, a birthday certificate for you, his story, and a little bit about Golden Eagle. So I will have her read this. It's right on the top. There's a special Star Thrower story. If you would read that, Carol. Sure. And hold up the certificate at first so Buzz can see it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that's for you. And what this says talks about the golden eagle on one side, and on this side it says the Star Thrower story. I don't know if you've ever heard this story.
man was picking up objects off the beach and tossing them out to sea. A second man approached him and saw that the objects were starfish. Why are you throwing starfish into the water? If the starfish are still on the beach when the tide goes out and the sun rises high in the sky, they will die, replied the young man. That's ridiculous. There are thousands of miles of beach and millions of starfish. You can't really believe that what you're doing can possibly make a difference. The young man picked up a starfish, paused thoughtfully, and remarked as he tossed it into the waves, "It makes a difference to this one."
Yeah.
So it made a difference to this one, that man rescued. Happy birthday, Buzz. And Skywalker would like to salute you. Sky, would you salute Buzz?
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you.
So while she's putting Skywalker away, for those of you that have access to a computer, we have a website, www.windoverwings.org. You can see all of our birds on that. We have about 12 birds and their stories, what happens to them and what kind of a bird they are, and a little bit about the kind of programs that we do. So we'd be happy to have you go to the website and take a look. We're new to Maine. We've been here, Hope's been here doing programs on and off for the last year. The birds have been here since last June. And on Wednesday, she goes back to Connecticut for one last time, where there's going to be a farewell to Connecticut tour to say goodbye to the people of Connecticut who have been so supportive over the last 22 years. So we're thrilled that WindOverWings is going to be here in Maine permanently as of June 12th. Is the day she comes back and can call herself a Mainer.